Now let's move on to the I buying style. How do we navigate to the I style buyer? And the answer to that is when selling to your I style clients, they want an enjoyable experience. Even as I'm creating this entire course, one thing that is at the forefront of my mind is I want it to be enjoyable. I want you to enjoy the process of going through this training. I want it to bring the results that you desire as well. But first and foremost, I want this information to be enjoyable along the process. So I do crack some jokes and I tell some personal stories along the way. So when selling to the iStyle clients, they want it enjoyable. Some stressors are rejection or loss of social acceptance or too much detail work. So don't stress them out with that kind of, if you have an offer and part of your offer is they're going to have to do a bunch of work. Let's say you have a service like myself and you come in and you're doing training. And if I'm going to put together a program and I tell this iStyle senior leader, I say, I'm going to need from you to write out all these reports or give me all this information, give me all this data on your people and create these reports and this process and this program. It's going to stress them out, and they're going to go, yeah, I'll find someone else that'll do all that part for me. So don't do that. Next, you want to adapt your style using a conversational selling strategy. Conversational, relax. I have a friend who is also a trainer, and she is a D style sales professional, and she sets an alarm in her pocket on her phone, and she puts her phone in her pocket or nearby, and she has a 10 or 15 minute alarm on there. And when she's working with an iStyle buyer, she makes sure that she has small talk on the front end of her conversations or her meetings with iStyle clients. Has a small talk, her alarm goes off. They don't know. It's just a little buzz in her pocket that, hey, okay, now we can get down to business. We've spent 15 minutes talking about their kids and their family and everything like that. So there are ways that you can use a conversational strategy no matter what style you are. Okay, so here are some do's and don'ts. When selling to the iStyle clients, do have fun and joke if you think it's appropriate, of course. So you got to read those things, but have fun and let loose a little bit in that way. Tell them the benefits that will make them look good. Tell them the benefits that will make them look good. Give them recognition and appreciation. Listen to their stories. So you might be stressing out on the inside about the time and how you want to just get down to business. But the amazing thing about an iStyle buyer is they could be in the middle of a story and just say, oh yeah, and write up that proposal for me. We want to move forward. And you're like, what? And they're in the middle of a story about their kids or their vacation. And then they tell you they want the order. That's how that iStyle mind can work. So listen to their stories and give them positive feedback. Provide real life examples to illustrate complex concepts. So stories, story form. You get good at your stories with the iStyle buyer. That is what's going to relate to this style of buyer. So use those stories. Next, provide follow-up and be accountable to your words. Okay. So you need to do the follow-up. They're not going to necessarily be the most orderly client. So you have to be responsible for that follow-up. Next, let them know that you understand their feelings and ideas. We talked about this earlier in one of the questions that I gave you for the iStyle buyer. Feel questions. Talk about feelings. How do you feel about this proposal? How do you feel? They're going to be more intuitive in their approach to things and their decision making. How do you feel about this process? I feel good about it. Okay, great. Let's keep moving. And then, a couple days later, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about it? Ask them the feel questions. Next, allow them to talk, but keep the focus. Okay, so you can. It's kind of like the old bowling thing. You got freedom within a framework. I believe is how Good to Great said it. And you've got lanes. Keep them in the lanes, right? Keep them in the lanes of where we're going. Let them have some freedom to flow in and out of the middle of the lane, but let's stay in the lane, okay? As we keep focus on what we're talking about and what our product is or a client or what the meeting is even about. So try and bring it back. Introduce them to other members of your team if relevant. This is once again, I's love to have a big network. They love to continue to build their network, know more people. It's about who they know. It's about association. It's about knowing respectable people. So those are I style do's. Here are some don'ts. When selling to I style clients, don't give them too many product details. They are not a C buyer. They're an I style buyer. So you don't want to overload them with information. Hey, did you read that 30-page packet? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm not going to. That takes too much from me. Okay, and I don't need that to make a decision. So don't wear them out with details. Don't expect them to take good notes. You will need to give them information in writing. So once again, a little more like the D style in that you need to give them kind of top of the waves, and then connect with them on a personal level. Another don't be curt, cold, or tight-lipped. So that's where you hear an I style client say, yeah, I mean, I guess they knew what they were talking about, but they just weren't any fun to be around. So I ended up going with a different person. I ended up going with a different type of person. If you are all business all the time, you will not connect with the I-style buyer. And remember what I said in the first video, it's all about connecting. So you want to be able to connect, and you're going to have to warm up a little bit in that way. And then don't control the conversation. So don't dominate. If you've ever had two I-style buyers or I-style people in a room, I have a family member and then a very close friend, and they just don't like to be at social events together because they both want to dominate and they both want to be the center of attention, and you can't have two people be the center of attention. So it doesn't work out very well. So you don't want to control in that way. Let them crack the jokes, let them have fun, and then bring it back, right? Bring it back to what you need to. All right, so that's how you can sell to the I-style buyer, and got some do's and don'ts there for you.